All right, hello everyone. Today I want to talk a little bit about watches. These are some of the watches within my collection I've collected over the years. CWC, this is a quartz movement watch, dive watch. Omega, Chronos, it's a moon watch, it's a nice watch. Tudor, dive watch. This is a Unimatic dive watch. This is actually, I believe a quartz watch. And then this one is one I've had for years. I used to use when I was a dive instructor. Dove probably about 500 dives off of this. And it's just analog, a digital Citizen dive watch. Great watch. Had it for years. Want to talk a little bit about our watches, the OTT watches. Are Oosik tactical timepieces. These are 3 watches that I built just actually for myself. They were prototypes, and they're not watches that we sell, but they're watches that I like. And I started building them and realized that I like these watches. I don't think that they're going to be good for market, so I decided just to keep these watches for myself, and then you wear them on a daily basis, trade them off. But all of our watches look kind of similar to a lot of different watches out there. There are some differences, obviously. It's in our design, our logo, our story is much different than everybody else's. But a lot of these parts are OEM parts that everybody uses. For example, this Alpinist Seiko case is used by Seiko. This is a typical titanium dive watch. This is Seiko 3.8 crown position dive watch. A lot of different companies sell watches similar to this. The difference between ours and other watches is the quality. Everything is handmade in Texas. We're actually sitting on my bench right now where I make all the watches, and they're designed by myself as well. They're watches that I like, that I'd wear. They have to be rugged. I do a lot of diving. I was a dive instructor. That's how I met my wife. So I'm really partial to dive watches. But as I started building these watches, and through my military career, I really started to like field watches a lot as well. So we just primarily do tool watches, either dive watches or field watches, and that's about it. So this watch is, again, a dive watch. It's an NH35A movement. Most of our watches, if not all of our watches, are NH35A movement, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. Every watch that we have has a screw down crown, so it's watertight. All of our watches that are dive watches obviously have a rotating bezel on them. I want to make sure that all the watches had illumination on them, and these all have great lume on them, because again, at night you want to be able to take a look, see what time it is, or if you're going to meet, if you have hat times or phase times or whatever it may be. So anyway, this one is a little more of a, I guess, a fashionable watch. It has a glass back or sapphire back that's open, and then it has a rotor on here that's decorated in a different color for a little bit of a fashion statement. It looks kind of cool. But overall, it's a tool watch, right? It's used for diving, and it serves a purpose. So I like to have all of our watches with a date on there, as well as illumination on every watch that we do. So anyway, this is one of them. This is another one that I did for myself. I utilized it as a prototype. Didn't quite make the cut for us selling, but I like the watch a lot. It's again, it's an NH35 movement date. Every one of these are handmade by myself. And then here's another one that's an Alpinist. It should have been a GMT. You can see the GMT bezel on there, but I didn't like the GMT function, so I just made it an automatic NH35 movement, a little fancier on the back, kind of cool looking. But those are some of our watches. So all of our watches are NH35. And what is NH35? So NH35 is a movement made by Seiko. to me, it's kind of the Glock of the movements. It's very versatile. It's very robust. It's very forgiving compared to a lot of Swiss movements. It's a mechanical movement, automatic. So you can see here the rotor. As the rotor turns, when it's on your wrist, it will automatically wind the mechanism itself, and so it'll keep time. On the back, you can see right now the movement of the balance wheel, and you can see exactly where you can tune the balance wheel to make sure you get the most accurate time. So when you get these movements, they're anywhere from, I don't know, 10 seconds to 24 seconds, either plus or minus, which means that they either gain or they lose that much time in a day. So if you lose 4 seconds a day, or let's just make it 10 seconds a day, in 6 days you'll lose 1 minute on your time, which is not a big deal. It's pretty accurate. But I try to tune these to 0 as close as possible using a machine for a timograph. But so this is the movement for NH35. Has a date wheel on it, and then it's winding itself. But these are the basis of all the movements that we use. Now there's other movements out there, and I've been kind of looking at some of the quartz movements, which are highly accurate movements. This is a Ronda, excuse me, and it's a Swiss movement, but it's battery operated. To me, they just don't seem as robust, but they're extremely accurate. All you have to do is change the battery maybe once every 2 years. But they don't seem to be as robust as the mechanical movements, and they're definitely not as sexy as the mechanical movements. So I try to make all of our watches mechanical, but I am looking at some quartz movements that will actually be less in cost. The cost for a quartz movement is anywhere from probably about $30 for a Ronda to $50. $50 is pretty high, but you're lucky if you can get an NH35 for $50. It's anywhere from $50 to over $100 for an NH35 movement. They're quality movements. They're not Swiss, they're Seiko, but they're really reliable. I used to make guns. I used to make a lot of AR-15s and then some Glock guns. And to me, this again is kind of like the Glock or the AR-15. Is you can actually change it or modify it or actually make it any way you want, right? Any furniture you want, any kind of look that you want. It's kind of the same deal with these watches. So this is one of the watches right here, and this is a field watch. I love this watch. This is probably one of my favorite watches. This is our Field Recon watch, and it's an extremely robust watch. It comes with a brown strap that is nylon on one side, and then on the other side, it's actually silicone for diving. This watch has a great weight to it. It's an NH35 movement. It has a black dial that has the 12 hours in a day plus military time underneath it, all the way to 24, as well as the minutes on the outside of it. The bezel is kind of a slope bezel. It's a sapphire AR blue glass on it. It's got a screw down bezel, or excuse me, a screw down crown, and the back is open. It's a glass sapphire back, again with a rotor that's there's a different color. It's black with the design on it, the weight design on it. It looks good. It's a great looking watch. It's a tough watch, it's rugged but comfortable. This is one of my favorite watches that we make. Each one of the watches comes with one of these cases as well, and then they also come with a NATO strap as well as that. Here's our second field watch. This is actually the Recon Night Watch. The reason I call it the Recon Night Watch is because of the dark or matted black case in it. This is a big watch. This is actually, I believe, a 41 millimeter watch case. It's got a great weight to it. It's sleek, it's comfortable, it's rugged. You can see on the back that we actually engrave our logo on there, the OTT Oosik Tactical Timepieces. It's water resistant to 100 meters. It's an automatic field watch. This is the second one that was made. This is 2 of 100. Great watch. It comes with a compass on the side of it. You can take it off if you don't like it. Again, it's a green band with nylon on one side, and then it also has the silicone band for diving on the other side. This is not a dive watch, it's a field watch. It has a screw down crown on it as well, so it makes it watertight, and it's just a good looking watch. It has on the outer ring of the dial, it has actually a compass or degree markings on there, and then everything is aluminum too. So it's C3 aluminum, looms up very nicely during the night, but you have to charge it, right? So it's not like tritium where you don't have to charge it, it just automatically looms. All right, here's our anchor piece watch. This is actually the Black Ops Night dive watch. It's a great dive watch. It's extremely robust. This comes with a silicone band with a red striping on it that gives it a hint of color, a little bit of that splash or of color, and makes it a little different than everything else. Everything on here is black or subdued. It's got a magnified date on here. It's an NH35 movement. All these are NH35 movements. It has a second hand that has a trident with a red flare on there. Everything else is black, but everything is loom. So everything's C3 loom on it. Again, you have to charge it. It's got a rotating bezel on it. We have our logo on the back, the operator logo. This is 1 to 100 OTT, Oosik Tactical Timepieces, water resistant, 100 meters. It's an automatic movement. Comes with a warranty card. Our warranty cards are dog tags. Each one has a warranty card on it. Comes with the case, and it will come with a as well. Will come with a NATO strap. All these come with a secondary strap, which is a NATO strap in case you don't want the you want a different look to it, or you want a different feel to it, or just for safety purposes for the NATOs. If one of the springs come off and you don't lose your watch, it's automatically saved by the NATO straps. They're great straps. All right, so this is our Black Ops Day watch, similar to the Black Ops Nights watch, except for obviously it has a white face. It makes it much easier to see. It's an NH35A movement. It's got a blue or powder blue, kind of an infantry blue is what I call it. The second hand with the trident on there. The hands are green aluminum. It looms really nicely at night, but again, it's not tritium. It is it's C3, which you have to charge, right? So again, bezel rotates on it. It's water resistant up to I believe it's 235 feet. I pressure test all of our watches to ensure that they actually are going to hold that. They're watertight and they're ready to dive. Again, it has the operator logo on the back as well as engraved with the number that is. This is number 2 of 100. One of the first watches that we made. It comes with a warranty card on it, and again, it will come with a NATO strap. Really nice watch, very comfortable, very robust. I think it looks great, and it's it's a good quality watch. Here's one of my other favorite watches, and this is actually the Snake Eater. And the reason I call it the Snake Eater is because it's a tribute watch to Vietnam Special Forces, which they used to call Snake Eaters. During that time, Seiko had a turtle watch with a 3.8 crown on it. This is the same thing. The band on this thing is, I think, fairly cool because it reminds me kind of the canvas. I guess it's the canvas kind of equipment that they had during that time for their LBEs. The watch strap is unique. It looks like a military watch strap from that time period. Though it's a brand new watch strap. The watch itself, it has a rotating bezel on it. It's a very large watch. I believe it's 42 millimeters. Date on there, as well as camouflage dial with our OTT logo on it. It has green luminous hands on there, and then a black second hand trident, which I think looks really cool. It looks sharp. The back of it is engraved water resistant to 100 meters. It's automatic. This is one of 100, and then it has the Snake Eater logo, Oosik Tactical Timepieces Snake Eater logo on it as well. Comes with a warranty card. This will come with a NATO strap as well, and it's just a nice quality, good feeling, good use watch for for everyday living. They're not fancy watches in the sense that they're not Omegas, they're not Rolexes. These are working watches, right, for a working guy. Whether you're out on the range or you're doing a field march or you're doing something tactical, these watches are perfect for that. Great watches, really nice, and then obviously they look good too. So those are some of our watches. All of our watches are made by me. They're all assembled in Texas, and that's it. So check out our website at www.OosikTacticalTimepieces.com. Take a look at the story of why it's an Oosik watch. Don't be an Oosik, own an Oosik, is what I say, and time is tactical. And I'll be posting more videos soon. Thank you. Bye.